Hey everyone, my name's Walter, and we're back here today to talk about something that I don't do very often. I blame the subreddit for lack of content, but today I found a short series there that made me cringe my ass off. I think YouTube relaxed their standards in the first 30 seconds, so I can say that now. Today's story is going to come to us from Reddit Weeaboo Tales. Weeaboos are the more cringy of anime fans. People who walk around using random Japanese phrases. People who own too many body pillows. I'm not sure what the number is that you can own without looking like a weirdo. Let me know in the comments if you know. Anyway, let's just get started with Weeaboo Stories from Reddit. Reddit Weeaboo Tales is the name of this subreddit, once again. I learned. I was introduced to anime at a super young age, like 3, well 1 if you count Pokemon. I was watching the regular gateway stuff. It was a super amazing time. When I was 7, I began learning origami because of a certain Naruto character. I was also motivated to do gymnastics. By that, I mean watch YouTube videos and then practice a lot of moves without any supervision. That went well though. Now here's where it begins. When I was around 9, I became super obsessed. I became the I want to be Japanese person. Oh, but I didn't use anime to learn the language. I used one of those weird websites. I did not know about Duolingo. I then claimed to everyone that I can speak Japanese. Well, I only knew basic greetings and how to count super far. In middle school, I became a mega extreme weeaboo. I would ask everyone if they watched anime. I also Naruto ran a lot. Like in gym class, I would do a mix of regular running and Naruto running. I thought I was awesome for that. This was also my meme expert phase. I would T-pose and Naruto run. Oh, and of course I was 12. I made an edgy nickname for myself. Well, at first it was because everyone messed up my actual name, and the reason behind it made sense. But then I turned it into some weeb/edgy stuff. Zero. And of course I called myself Zero-kun. I would practice Naruto hand signs and I was able to do them super fast. Ah man, this is really painful. I was pretty into anime in middle school, but they didn't have as much of it in America back then. Naruto was still a ways off from existing. So these kids can make way more of an ass of themselves now. In grade 8, I became emo. Quotes because I only listened to some music and made sure I annoyed people. I did not change my look. All I did was act beyond annoying. And of course I mixed this with anime. At this point I only referred to myself as Zero. I became an attention seeker with my depression. At this point Naruto running was a subconscious thing. I would also make it clear that I was listening to anime music. But the worst part was, I thought I was cool. In the end of 8th grade I had one of those long reflections. I realized that I was not cool. I was just cringy. So in grade 9, a lot changed. I played everything safe. And now I have another story. We will call this person D. D was an interesting person. I was with him in a computer art class. People were allowed to listen to music while working. He would have his headphones but not plug them in. D blasted anime music and sang along in Japanese. Terrible pronunciation. And about that class, my assigned computer was in front of his. He changed the background on the school computer to a character from High School DxD. He kept calling it his girlfriend. Also, he speaks super loud. We were allowed to walk around to look at other people's work. He always followed me because he knew that I watch anime. D always asked me questions about anime. Anything plot related? Nope. Which anime girl is hotter? He kept asking me that. Like mentioned before, he speaks super loud. D made it super clear what he does in his spare time. Okay, it just goes into that kid-style stories from there, but the same author details his 7th and 8th grade years, and we're going to read that now. God help us. Grades 7 and 8, in depth. Now in the start of grade 7, 3 years ago, I was finally going to school again after a long summer of just watching anime. Like that is seriously all I did during that summer. I would do so much research before watching stuff. That was the time that I decided to watch Sword Art Online. I thought Kirito was super awesome, but in my defense, I turned 12 a month before watching Sword Art Online. And so after all of that, the school year begins. I was already making sure people 100% knew that I only watch anime. I remember this one time in STEM class, I used my planner to write down stuff other than homework. Like there was a section to write down homework assignments and also plans for the day. I was currently watching One Piece. Now, my unmotivated self had to quit at episode 400 something, but I was going hard at it at that time. When I wrote that down in my planner, for some reason I thought I needed to show people. Oh, I showed people. So one person knew what it was because he actually watched anime. The other 2 people were just confused, but nothing for me to be worried about that time. So in the last story, I talked about my nickname. How exactly did Zero originate? There was this girl in my math class and reading class who always messed up my name. Well, most people mess up my name at first, so instead of saying something like, "No, this is how you pronounce it," I said, "Just call me Zero." Well, she eventually just decided to learn my actual name. So how does this relate to me being a mega weeaboo at this time? Good question. The girl was Asian, so my mega weeaboo instincts were strong. Things went from sup to some creepy stuff quick. Mixed with me just being a weirdo by default, me obsessing over that girl was just disturbing. Then I joined the engineering club. Ironically, she was there too. Now this was before I revealed being a creepy person. And guess which people were also there? More Asians? I had a serious problem at that point. I was always assuming that Asian people would act like anime characters. So some people there introduced me to Attack on Titan. I loved it. Well, as of now, I don't watch it anymore because I feel the hype died for me in Season 3. So my time there was just normal. They did not think I was creepy. But my 12-year-old extreme weeb ass was disappointed that they did not sound super enthusiastic 90% of the time. I thought my prejudices were nice, but they were actually some pretty racist thoughts. I believe that since they did not act like anime characters, they were not Asian enough. Oh, I was that person. I kept those thoughts to myself, but I deeply believed in them. Flash forward to grade 8, and that girl completely stopped talking to me. Having a stuttering problem and being a creepy person with body odor really makes people not want to talk to you. But I did not realize that. In the end of grade 7, I started playing League of Legends because that girl told me about it in the beginning of grade 7, when she thought I was not creepy. So when I first saw her again in grade 8, I was so excited to tell her that I started playing that. I got the soul-crushing no. But I still played it and got an addiction to it. In the mind of my 13-year-old self, 13 in grade 8, playing that game made me more Asian. Yes, I seriously had this mindset. Yeah, I always thought Riot was based in California. I don't know. At this point, instead of just ignoring me, that girl would straight up avoid me. And anytime an Asian person said something about themselves, I would try to relate to them. So what about the weeaboo stuff? My mastery of Naruto hand signs was another level. I existed on a higher field of existence. And I felt so proud of myself when I announced that I could identify a Japanese character. Not to mention grade 8 was my edgiest year. Zero was not a use this until you get my name right thing. It was a requirement. I always did that facepalm in which I left one eye uncovered. I thought I was so awesome though. And I also tried to exaggerate my reactions and facial expressions to imitate anime. I remember this one time I wrote a suicide note during lunch. I kept showing everyone as if it was something to be extremely proud of. Dude, I was walking up to people as if I just won a Nobel Prize. I thought I was handing over a note with more impact than any civil rights movement. I don't know what was going on in my mind while writing that. Talk of proudly showing people. My dumbass was surprised when I was sent to guidance. I felt like an anime character. I did not think what I did was stupid. My main character syndrome was stronger than the patience of my friends at that time. In the end of grade 8, there was a dance that was basically grade 8 prom. I decided that the best way to ask out my crush would be to write a note, then fold it into a paper shuriken, ninja star, then throw it at her. I'm serious, this stuff looks super amazing in my head. Luckily, my best friend, real-life best friend, talked me out of that and just told her for me. She said yes, but a few days later I learned that she was just joking. I went full anime protagonist for that week. I made a joke that if I went, I would breakdance. On that day, my plan was to play League of Legends for 3 hours and watch anime. However, my mom made me go to it. Wow, this friend's a real MVP. I said I was into anime, but I don't think it was anything like this. That shuriken stunt is next level. I did have a friend who did the Naruto run, but it was just the ninja run back then, and I'm not sure which anime he got it from. Because of that, I was planning on making an Anbu mask. That mask that those elite ninjas in Naruto wear. My objective was to wear that while breakdancing. Once again, this looked better in my head. Also again, my best friend saved me. I can't imagine what would have happened if he was not there. When it was time, I did Sonic's Smash Taunt. My plot armor exceeded that of all anime protagonists. The Mega Weeaboo, killing it. Was this my redemption? No. Turns out I was still seen as a weird person. People just thought that moment was cool, and even better, they have a video. Subconscious Naruto runner can breakdance. What the fuck would he do in his spare time? In my grade 8 graduation, I did get an engineering club award, but that was more of a participation thing. There was an award for top 13 highest grades, so I wasn't there. But there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe you had the same score as some people and their last name just starts with an earlier letter of the alphabet. Hell no. I put my grade on life support. 1 point lower in math and I would have gotten a C+, and an insane beating. But my plot armor saved me. When I went home that day, I sat down and thought to myself, what the fuck is wrong with me? I had a weeaboo reflection. An awakening, in fact. I wanted to change. I wanted to be someone that people could actually talk to. Grade 9 me took this into consideration and did way less of that super cringy stuff. In grade 10 now, I can't even do that stuff because I chose to do only virtual classes. Need to be safe. I am not proud of grades 7 and 8, but I learned many things from those experiences. I guess this can also have the same title as my last post. I learned. It is 12 a.m. and I am tired. Might be some spelling and grammar errors. Hope you enjoyed. Yeah, that was pretty good. I keep sounding like an old man, but I am so glad we didn't have social media when I was a kid. Well, I guess that's a happy ending. Maybe happy ending's not the best term to use for one of these videos. Anyway, let me hear what you have to say about it in the comments. This is my second video today, and I'm pretty beat, so let's wrap this up. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you liked the video, please give it a like. If you have something to say, let me hear it in the comments. If you're new here, consider subscribing. My number keeps going down. So yeah, this is going to be a productive week. There will probably be another video tomorrow, actually. Not sure what, but something. Have a great day, everyone, and remember, your arms are actually a pretty important part of running. They went on about it a lot in cross country.